So let's get into it. I'm going to be doing some candy apples today. And I have 7 candy apples to do. And we're going to be using the 6-4-1 recipe, which is 6 cups of sugar, 4 cups of water. And I do have a little extra water in case if my candy mixture feels a little thick. We have the white Chef Master gel coloring, the Ann Clark red food coloring, Hobby Lobby super red. So we're going to kind of mix that to get a real pretty red. 1 cup of Karo syrup. I'm going to go ahead and put this in this pot because I don't want to knock this Karo syrup over and it be all over everything. And it does not matter which ingredient goes first. You can put them all at one time, or you can, a lot of time, like I just add my water with my Karo syrup and then I come back and add my sugar to the mixture, but it's no certain order. I mean, people do candy apples all the time. Everybody got their own thing, so you do you, boo. I'm gonna go ahead and put this water in here. And I do have a induction cooktop over here. I don't know if you can see it right now, but that's getting everything all mixed up right now. Let me take this over here. I'm gonna try to put it over here, see if you can see it. I have this induction cooktop, and it's really a really good cooktop. That way it won't heat up your kitchen so bad. So we're going to go ahead on and mix my Karo syrup, 1 cup, my 4 cups of water. Then I'll add my sugar in, and you have to really stir really, really, really good. You will definitely need a candy thermometer. This right here is a real good one. If you see one with the silver, do not buy it. It does not work. The silver thermometer like this does not work. They give you a false reading, and it's more than one person on my blog. I'm in a lot of groups, and everybody, we all have this problem with the silver thermometers. Okay, now we're gonna add in the sugar. Yeah, there's a lot of sugar, but you're making candy. Remember, making candy apples. So you want to like stir it and stir this really, really, really good. And once I get through stirring all of this together, then you want to go around the ring and make sure to get the little crystals, because you don't want your candy too crystallized at all, because it'll cause it to burn. And then it's hard to get out your pot. So believe me, I've burnt the first pot. Well, not actually burnt it, I messed it up by all this sugar on the side, because at the time I didn't know. But you know, when you are practicing stuff, practice make perfect. So that's all the sugar. And we're going to stir. And we're using the white gel color so your apples will not be translucent. If you do not use this white, you're going to see your apple and the red dye. But if you put this in, it's going to offset, and you won't see the red through your candy apple. So you want to make sure your apples are not translucent. That's what they say in the candy apple word, translucent, okay. You don't want your apple to be clear, same thing. Okay, keep stirring. You want to stir really, 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 really good. Like I said, if you feel like your mixture is too thick, you can always add a little water. Do not add a lot of gel food coloring, because your candy mixture will become very thick, and you will not be able to dip all your apples. So I'm going to add about, well, if I open it, 1 drop, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then we're going to stir this till it gets like milky white. And I see already I probably have to add a little bit more. But even if you do add a little bit extra and you feel like it's thick, go ahead on and pour your just a little dab more enough. It just thins it out. It ain't going to hurt nothing. It just thins it out. That's all it does, thins it out. Okay, we're going to stir this like this right here. And you can add your mixture. And also, you can flavor this. I do have my candy apple flavoring. You can get different ones. Loren has pineapple, strawberry, cotton candy, all different kinds. So we're going to stir this. And you can add your coloring now or at the end. But to do a red, when I'm doing these type colors, I add it at the beginning. Okay, so we're going to put a little bit more white. I feel like I need a little bit more white in here. Okay, because I really don't want my apples to be translucent. Alrighty, then we're going to add a few drops. That's a good old big drop right there. Red, and stir and make sure you stir this really, really good. It looks pink, but believe me, once it start cooking at 300 degrees is what you want to cook your candy mixture on, 300 degrees. And I left this cooktop off because once I turned on, it's very, very noisy. Very noisy. Okay, we're going to put a little bit of this super red. And see, this right here, you have to mix really, really good. I also have an immersion blender, and sometimes I use that to make sure my mixture is stirred up really, really good. And it's no little strips set up. Well, Jewel, I can't talk. There's no streaks at all in your candy, okay? I'm getting there, y'all. I'm getting there. Keep stirring. See them little streaks in there? I'll probably get the immersion blender to get them out. That's why it's best to use like a ball of gel, because this stuff that comes out in the tube, you really got to stir it up. And this is much, okay, now that's all I'm adding of that. I'm gonna do one more white and then I'll be done. Then I can always add a little bit more water. Then thin it out. So my candy will not be thick. Okay. Keep stirring it, keep stirring. See all those little, see it's still not stirred up. No, so I'll probably have to get my immersion blender. And immersion blender also helps with my hands. Okay, let me get the blender. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. Let me get my immersion blender. I'll be back and show you exactly what we're gonna do. Okay, I know I'm making a lot of noise rattling. All right, so I have the immersion blender. We finna hook this bad boy up. I ain't finna have no messed up candy. Okay, so got the immersion blender. Let's do it. You'll be all right. This is gonna mix up the sugar and when I first started doing candy apple, I was like, why everybody just stirring? Just use something that's gonna stir it for you. I mean, I try to think small. Work easy and I All right, so they stirred up really good. And believe me, like I said, this candy mixture, it will turn red. By the time you get the boiling to 300 degrees, oh, it'll be red. So I'm gonna go ahead on and I'm going to put this on my induction, and I'm gonna put my thermometer in there. We're gonna make sure it's that once it reach 300 degrees, make sure you take it off then. Do not leave it in there, your candy will burn. And I'll probably put my flavor in there at 280 degrees. Let me get one little bottle of that because I really didn't have that with me. So let me go over here and get this right here. Okay. So the flavor that I have like 1 gram of watermelon and 1 gram of strawberry. For 7 apples, I will not use the whole dram. I just use probably half of one of these balls. I gotta see which flavor I want to use. And this is Lorraine. You can get this at Hobby Lobby, Amazon, Walmart maybe, Joann, just different places. Okay, so I'll put this in at 280 degrees. But for now, we're getting ready to put this mixture in. We're going to turn it on my induction because it's going to be loud. It's going to be loud. So we will cook this at 300 degrees. Once it is bubbly done, I'll come back and show you what the candy looks like. And we will begin to dip these apples. So I'll see you in probably 35 minutes. Okay. Let's get back into these apples. My candy is right at 1 more minute. It's gonna be right at 300 degrees crack stage. I had this jacket on because I got my house cold, very cold. You don't want to have it warm because your apples will be sticky. You don't want sticky apples. So it's right at 300. Let's take it off. We don't want it to burn. So you're gonna take your candy mixture. Remember I told you it would turn red? Well, it's red. Put that over there. Let's unplug this noise. Ooh, yeah, that thing is loud. It does good, but it's loud. So then we're gonna stir our candy. Get ready to dip these apples. I'm gonna let the bubbles die down just a little bit. And then move this over just a hair. Just a hair. Because when that candy get hot, you gotta start dipping. Oh, got me made a mess over here already on my doggone laptop. That's not good. All right, let me hear him get this mess up. Woo. Yep, that'll make a hot mess. Alrighty, so. Alright, so we're gonna dip. And I'm trying to put this in here so I will get some of that candy off, but that was the wrong answer on that side. Okay, we're gonna put it right there. Because I don't want my candy to be messed up. Okay, so let's do like this for her, like so. Keep stirring, let some of these bubbles die down. And I have a few edible images I'm gonna put on it. Alright, so now we're gonna dip. And believe me, this stuff is hot. If you see in the bubbles, you want to get it right away, because if you don't, it's gonna be stuck. It's gonna be a bubble in the apple because this stuff gets hard real quick. So that's one red apple. I'm gonna try to dip all of them. So like this right here, just stir them in, bring it up. And I like my bottoms to be flat as possible because I don't like the big coasters. And some people do like coasters. I mean, it's extra candy. I just bring it to the side. Like so, like that. Just dip it like this right here, like so, like this right here. I'm looking out for these bubbles because I actually can clean these apples. You want your apples to set 48 hours, 48 hours, so they will not break down. And yes, you can do candy apples in the same day, but they won't last as long as the ones you let set for 48 hours. Trying to cover them holes. Look at that. See that bubble? And I'm telling you, I clean the inside of these apples really good. When I say I clean, I really, really did clean. Sometimes just gonna have a bubble. It is what it is. So it's gonna let this sit in there for a minute. And then we're gonna bring it up. I'm gonna put this, I can't move them because it's still stuck to the silicone mat. Silicone mats are really good to use. You can use parchment paper. But I like the silicone mats because for some reason, when you stick it, it sticks. See? Now I can bring that up. Let me hurry up so I can dip these. Hopefully I have no bubble. I'm trying to leave down there long enough so the bubble will go on about its business. But if it got a bubble too, it's okay. I mean, it's nothing perfect in this world. Not even an apple. Okay. Oh my God, I'm gonna have some candy left over and I don't have no grapes to dip, but that's all right. That's all right. I can make candy out of this mixture that I have. I can make some lollipops. I can make some lollipops out of it. And let your apples cool off before you get ready to put them in the bags. Of course, you can't bag them hot no way. But once you bag them, do not open the bag. You don't want moisture to get in your candy apples. So, see, I'm just letting it stay down a little bit longer. I do not want any bubbles, at all on my apples. Okay. Now scrape it to the side. That's all the candy, and you can, like this candy right here, I can use this, like I said, for some lollipops. And I'm gonna go in here, and I do have some lollipop things I can do. Let's see, here they are. I have some lollipops. can make some lollipop candy pops out of these right here and just put your little stick in and do the lollipops. I'm not going to do them right now, but I'm going to warm this back up a little bit, just a little bit, and do the lollipops. Okay. Now, them right there is a hot mess. I don't know what that one just cracked up. I haven't made them in a while, but that's okay. Uh-oh. See what happens? My God. That's what happens when you put your apples close together. They stick. Okay, I'm going to fix that, though. That's exactly what happens. They sticking together. I'll probably put them back in that mixture. Yep. Let me see if I can cut this off. See what happened? That's exactly what happened. Now you got a spot on your apple. Got a little spot. I could probably go back in there and dip it again. But for right now, I'm just leaving it like this. So, this almost concludes our little tutorial. And I have some edible images that I made on my edible printer that say 4th of July. I'm working backwards. Y'all see I'm working backwards. Let me get this down good. So I did the edible images on my printer, and I'm just loving, I'm telling y'all, I'm loving that printer. I am loving it, loving it, loving it. It's a lot I got to learn. It's a learning curve. Trust what I tell you. You'll mess up some edible paper. You don't want to, but you will. Just put on there so like that. Got a 4th of July. And they'll just stick. You don't have to put anything on the apple. They will stick. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, this right here is a half of 4th of July. But like I said, I'm practicing on this one apple right here. They are pretty and red, though. I tell you that. They are really pretty and red. 4th of July. All right. Some red candy apples. These burgers are red. That's a pretty red. These are real pretty red. And you can put all different designs as far as your edible images. So I'm going to get these bagged up and I'm going to fix these other ones. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit that notification bell for any uploads that I may do. And thanks for watching my channel. And I will see you the next time. And let me cut this off.